So our first speaker is Puji from SLT, from the Snow Leopard Trust in Mongolia. Puji, who many of you know, is a smart user, and she's going to tell us how smart is being used at her site in Tost. So over to you, Puji. Thanks for joining us.
Okay, thank you, Tony. And hello, everybody. Okay, Justin, can I share my screen now?
Go ahead, Puji.
Okay, hello, everybody. Thank you for inviting me to this webinar. Justin and Rocky and Tony, and I'm happy to share our experience of a smart patrolling in Mongolia case. That our areas, especially in the Tostumbum Nature Reserve area. I would like to start to show you guys in the way we walk that the area is Gobi of the south side of the Mongolia, which is different from the Tony said. It's a little west side of the South Gobi side, near to the China's border. For the last 10 years, we focus our efforts into Tost Mountain to conduct multifaceted, comprehensive programs to make better impact on the snow leopard conservation there. The area locates in 700 kilometers away from the Chinese border. It's the total area about 9,000 square kilometers. So our area is unfortunately very rich with the natural deposits of coal, oil, and then also anything valuable can be found there. And then also it is identified as economical important area. So why we are implementing Smart in Tost Nature Reserve, and then I would like to talk about it with you guys. And then because that Tostumbum Nature Reserve is newly established protected area, they have a really many threats for snow leopards. The main threats of snow leopards on those areas, human-wildlife conflict, especially during the winter time. Local people live near to the mountain areas. That's why it's a snow leopard attack, and there's livestock. And then also that in the Gobi is really rich biodiversity of flora and fauna of the Gobi. And then also in the around of our nature reserve area, they have lots of mining companies, and then also ninja miners around of this area. It is also increasing in the demand of the wildlife products and locally and globally. I mean, globally means it's near to the Chinese border. That's why it's a really good, well-organized, you know, some crime companies, and then also the connected the wildlife crime there, because of the near to the China's and the Mongolian border there. So is earlier, you know, we haven't the effective patrolling tools earlier. Earlier is is before starting that smart tools in Mongolia, which is adapted from the other countries in WCS settled. WCS Mongolia settled in then some protected areas, and the Ministry of Mongolia Department of Protected Area Bureau approved and signed it that that smart program needs to implement for other Mongolian protected areas. That's why we want to implement it, that tools in Mongolia. Then we had learned in a smart program participated of the WCS training several times, And then we just only using in a smart law enforcement, I mean in a patrolling tools so far. And then they have a, I think as maybe Tony explained later, is that they have a lots of, lots of several kind of tools there, really cool tools there. So that only we have learned that patrolling so far now, maybe it's the next, in this training, we will learn more ecological reports, which is more interesting it for our study sites. So when smart tools we are started in our Tost area, Tost, that's a nature reserve. You guys can see that my screen. Here is an example showing that that this is our Tost Nature Reserve border. The inside of that colorful lines, and then there have a 7 community responsible area there. I mean that we divided it for 7 communities. That 7 communities have a own responsible area. That communities have also 1 or 2 volunteer rangers there. And during that, and after we learned a smart tool from WCS, and we tried to settle up it in our Tost area, and then we learned how to do patrol in our volunteer rangers for their responsible area. And then is before that start, but smart, and then we it actually started in 2017. After 1 year later, is we are trying to adapt it in several times, and we are going to the field, and how many times I'm not sure. And then it actually settled up in 2019 there. And then now, so far, we have 2 years there. It is still an increasing as a collecting more data we have. But our rangers that they're patrolling 2 days a month, and then also they are doing in a patrolling time with some that newly established protected area people administration office, and then also that village police people. They are joined patrol once 3 months, one time at 3 months. And then also for the planning, in since the 2019, our community rangers in introducing their work, what they are collected during the patrolling time. They are introduced, there is work for the also other community members, and then also share their knowledge and in the locus too. And there's they are measuring and improving and the patrol effectiveness and the quality. And then every after patrolling, they're collecting data, and then the managers entering data into the smart program is that they're reported how many hours they're patrolling, how many spend the time in the field, how many is some illegal activities there indicated in a field, something like that. They're planning it, and then they found it. And here is an example showing that in one of our community responsible area, that the blue one, and the area is several hundred in square kilometers. And then 1 or 2 volunteer rangers is walking there. And then during every month, our rangers is traveling and collecting data in different areas. And then you can see that there is a 3 track log which is our rangers in one that responsible area rangers travel in us one day, for example, 54 kilometers, and then continue to maybe afternoon on 53 kilometers, and next day maybe he travels in 49 kilometers, and then that gray things in a high mountain region. High mountain region is more harder for our rangers to patrol in the area, something like that. And during that in the area, our rangers identified in some illegal activity hotspots, and then also other wildlife hotspots. Also, they identified in the optimal patrol times, improved how to patrol for next planning. And then it's they are not just doing in a patrol and during that time, also they are collecting if they see in the open water, so they just in click the location in on their GPS, and then also that which is the permanent or temporary waters and the wells where they're found it, and they collect something like this kind of data too. Also, the rangers play an important role of that in protecting snow leopard in the prey is like due to large this kind of the area. And that table is showing that in our 7 community rangers last 6 months results. I mean that for 7 rangers patrol next previous 6 months for 5,447 kilometers by motorcycle for 2 days in every month, a total of 540 hours, 92 days they spend in the field. During the patrolling time, they found in the carcasses some snow leopard signs, and then they have also direct observation of that gazelle or ibex, something like that. And in this all information after they collected, our managers is entering the data to the SMART program. And then we send to that reports for the rangers and then the community members and then also that Tost Natural Reserve Administration Office too. And during the patrolling time, and our rangers have found in a direct observation of the snow leopard or maybe some archaeological sites in the carcasses, and then non-direct observation of those, for example, the snow leopard signs and the argali for other wildlife too. And yeah, thank you so much for your attention. And then